Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson, and this is a transfer update for Full-Time Devils. We have got loads to talk about today, and there's some very interesting stuff about this guy, which we're going to get to a little bit further on down the line. Now, before we get into all that lot, we was at the Pro Evo launch the other day, where me and Adam got to get the first look at Pro Evo for the coming season, where United are an officially licensed partner. Definitely need to check out the little game that me and Adam had, because I think you'll be surprised at who won. Now, I'm pretty shit in my own defence, but make sure you check that out. That's coming out later today. Now, let's get straight into it then. So it looks like Inter Milan are going to revisit the Lukaku deal, supposedly. It seems like a very public negotiation that's going on with Lukaku. I'm not sure if that's someone from our side trying to make it like let everybody know what's going on, or somebody from Inter side trying to make it look like something's happening. It says Inter Milan officials are due to meet with Lukaku's agent to work out the next phase of his move from Manchester United. An early bid of around 62 million, split between a loan and a permanent deal in 2 years' time, was quickly slung by United. And now Sky Sports Italia report that Lukaku's agent, Federico Pastorello, will hold fresh talks with Inter soon. So it looks like United aren't interested in any sort of cheap loan, all that kind of stuff. United want cash money. If you want him, pay for him. And I think that's a fine sort of stance to have on this one. The Mirror are leading with that David De Gea is about to have a 350 grand a week, take it or leave it, final offer contract, which would make him the highest paid goalkeeper in the world. His current contract expires in 12 months, and if he's going to refuse this offer, then it isn't looking good for Dave to stay at United. And to be honest, I think United should probably try and cash in and get some money back and look to a replacement if we could do that in this window. That's going to be extremely tough with the lads going on pre-season on Sunday morning. Juventus are willing to offer Dybala for... What is it, right, with everyone wanting to throw a player into the mix to get Pogba? Listen, if you want a guy, same as Lukaku, you got to pay the money for the guy. You can't throw in a mountain bike and a Twix and all that lot and think that you're going to get a deal for the guy. It doesn't work like that. So they're saying that there's going to be Dybala getting flung into the mix by Juventus to try and tempt us into to giving them Paul Pogba. Swap deals are pretty rare, and I don't know if they work really when they happen. The last one with Arsenal didn't really do much for either club or either player, did it, in the grand scheme of things? Now, there's a bit of a talk of the De Ligt price. Juventus have made an offer finally after supposedly agreeing terms with him. I'm sure this is backwards, and I'm sure this is tapping up. I'm sure you're not allowed to do this. But Juventus' initial offer to Ajax has been made, and it's around about £58.5 million, according to Sky Italy. So if De Ligt's only worth that much, it does put into perspective some of the other sort of prices that are going on for players. João Felix went for 140 million euros yesterday to Atletico Madrid, which is more than 50% of that club's turnover. Now, a lot of people just instantly missed the point and were like, they're going to get that money back by selling Griezmann and Rodri. Well, that's not the point. 50% of a turnover is the equivalent of United spending somewhere in the region of about 300 million on a player, which is mental, isn't it? Absolutely mental. De Ligt going for that sort of money, and now I feel like we was in for him. If we're not still in for him, that means he doesn't want to come to us. And there's not a lot you can do about that, as you can't get mad about it. But it does feel like that if the Juventus are able to get him over the line for roughly the same price as we got for Wan-Bissaka, are we paying a premium because they're English? Are we paying a premium because it's United? I'm not sure how they're able to get that sort of deal done, and we're still getting charged these mega prices, because you can justify the Wan-Bissaka price when you look at some of the other deals that have happened and gone on around the league. But then when this one comes out, you go, oh yeah, we got screwed. So it's an interesting one. Initial bid. They did seem to say, didn't they, a lot of the more reputable journalists last week, that the only offer that's been accepted for De Ligt has been United's, which is interesting. So Bruno Fernandes, obviously there's a lot going on with Bruno Fernandes. People tracking flights left, right and centre. His agent supposedly flying into Manchester, or at least into England, to have talks. They've, over the phone, agreed what his terms would be. There is a buyout clause. I'm not sure how the buyout clauses work in Portugal. They're not the same as they work in Spain, that's for sure, because Atletico Madrid had to bid £6 million more than what João Felix's release clause was. Well, hang about. If it's a release clause, pay the release clause, get the thing done. Obviously, it doesn't work like that, so that's mad. So I feel like the same thing is going to happen with Bruno Fernandes, whether he goes to United or elsewhere. It's going to be you're going to be paying more than his release clause, because that release clause is very, very low. I'd love to see him at United. As I've been saying for a long time, I'm not sure you see him and Pogba in the same team, and maybe that's why it's been delayed a little bit. Maybe we're waiting for a bumper offer to get rid of Paul Pogba. Maybe we're waiting on Paul Pogba's massive transfer fee to bring in someone like Maguire and Bruno and improve two positions with that money. Maybe that's what we're doing. I don't know. I'm just speculating. And apparently United want Longstaff, according to the formerly great local newspaper, now disreputable online blog, the Manchester Evening News. And they're saying that United want Longstaff to feature on their pre-season tour and are trying to accelerate our plans to sign him this week. Well, considering today is Thursday, that means you've got today, tomorrow and Saturday to get that thing done before they all fly out on Sunday. And from my own experience, trying to sort a visa out for China, that's not going to be very easy for him to do. So I don't know if you're going to see anyone just randomly appear on the tour. There's probably going to be a bit of a ball ache getting somebody out there if they've never visited the country before. So that's what we've got in terms of the ins. Let me know in the comments any more that you've seen, any more that you want us to talk about. There's been talk of Olmo, the young Spanish lad. In terms of outs, it's pretty quiet, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of deadwood that we need to shift on, and there is absolutely no takers for them, which tells you everything that you need to know, doesn't it? Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to stick around for the Pro Evo launch video, which will be coming out later on, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.